Hey, Brandon here. Welcome back to another episode of the 2023 NFL Draft Rookie Report. We are going to be talking about Bijan Robinson, the king of Devy. He is the king of your upcoming rookie drafts. We're going to talk about his 2022 film. We're going to talk about his expected draft capital as well as his future dynasty value. Jason DiRienzo, co-founder of the Devy Watch and a recent graduate of the Scouting Academy, is back. Jason, this is our 19th episode. And pre-show, we were just talking about, should we even do the show about Bijan Robinson, right? I mean, the guy is going to be the first player taken in most rookie drafts. If you play super flex, he's probably maybe not going to be the first guy taken, depending on the draft capital of Stroud or Bryce Young. But I mean, this guy is going to be the first, skill player outside of the quarterback room that is going to be taken. But like we said on all these episodes, we are going to do an episode on all of these players. So let's get right to it, man. Bijan Robinson, 6 foot, 220 pounds, true junior, played 3 years at Texas. Good career rushing stats, 539 attempts, 3,410 yards, 33 touchdowns, 6.3 yards per carry average over 3 seasons. He has been a rock. He has been a stud. 60 receptions, 805 yards, 8 TDs as well, 13.5 yards per catch. So not only does he have the skill set, Jason, of just running the ball, but he's also got those hands. So he's going to be a dual threat PPR back. This is why people are excited about him. If you play Devy C2C, you got him on your roster. Well, congratulations, because if you're going to try and trade for the man right now, it's almost impossible. So if you've watched these other shows, welcome back to the channel. We go through these PFF career stats here, zone and gap. 65% he ran out of the zone, 35% gap. Some good stats here. Yards after contact, 4.17. That was 4th in the class. All right, those were his stats for actually this particular season in 2023. Missed tackles forced are career 206, 39%. Jason, of all the shows, this is, like I said, our 19th episode. That is by far the highest percentage as far as missed tackles forced. First in the 2023 class. No surprise there. The kid, he has guys bouncing all over him. His elusiveness rating is 169. He came in second in this class. So I want to ask you a question. Can you tell me the other running back in this class that you might think would have a better elusive rating? Because there's one other back going to the NFL draft that has he came in second, that has a better elusive rating. Can you take a guess?
I think he's got to be smaller. The only one I can think of based on film is Deuce Vaughn. That might be more elusive.
Well, it was actually Rashawn Johnson. His partner there, his partner in crime at Texas, which I found amazing. And not only was it was like 180 something. So, whether or not that says the PFF stats are good or not, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, his elusive rating is way up there. So he's got the stats to back up not only the stats on the field, but the PFF stats and everything. So let's get to his scouting report. Like you said, I mean, we're when we do these shows, we are really trying to give you an honest opinion. We're trying to punch holes in some of these kids' profiles, because in reality, all these rookies that we are going to be drafting in April are not going to hit our dynasty rosters. There's going to be a lot of misses along the way. And frankly, doing his scouting report for the last few weeks, I actually put a show out on this channel. I did a film breakdown, an all 22 film breakdown. I'll actually post it at the end of the show so you could see it. I mean, we went through all of these traits. We're going to talk about his vision and patience. Jason, I'm going to read to you what's in my Devy Dynasty dashboard product. I thought from a vision and patience, if you're a first-time watcher of one of these videos, we go through these traits with each of these players. His vision and patience, I thought he played with good vision and patience and looks comfortable pressing the line. What I look for in running backs and what I really think Bijan is great at, you'll see running backs, when they get through the line of scrimmage, they run to open space without much defensive manipulation. And I think that's what makes Bijan so special and so much different, is because of his defensive manipulation in the second level, which is a sign of an elite back. Did you want to add anything to the vision and patience trait?
Just that I think his gap assignments, he reads those very well, knows when to take the gap on outside zone stretch plays, reads linebackers and safeties pursuit angles very well, which kind of takes in the fact of what you just said about his second level manipulation and how he's able to elude and evade. So yeah, I mean, to me, his vision and patience is near elite.
Yeah, it is. It was footwork and lateral ability, is the second trait that we discuss on these shows. I have right here, sweet feet. Either you got beat feet or you got sweet feet for me, right? When I scout running
Right.
backs, footwork is very important for these guys to be able to see what they want to see, but then have the footwork to execute what they see on the field. And I mean, he's got loose hips. It makes him really elusive. His start stop explosiveness for his size is outstanding. I like his tempo. He can slow his runs down and then reaccelerate really quickly. He can quickly redirect. He had, like I said, 206 missed tackles forced in his career, number one in the nation over the last 3 years.
Yeah, he's a stick shift type of guy with that
Mhm.
off-road ability. I mean, just how he navigates with quick feet and lowers the center of gravity to really explode laterally. And I mean, just everything about the way he moves just seems very alien-like. Like, how are you doing that at the size that you are? So to me, again, I feel like his footwork and everything else is also near elite.
Yeah, it's really good. His acceleration and speed. I think he accelerates really, really quick. I like when he
Mhm.
changes direction. He doesn't really have to slow down much to change the
No.
momentum. I don't think I think he's got long speed to take it to the house. So if there is one knock on the guy, I mean, if not that I want to knock him, but I mean, we're gonna at least come up with something that a ding in his profile. It might be his long speed, but for his size, it's certainly more than adequate to be wildly successful in the NFL. But yeah, I mean, his acceleration and speed. I mean, he's the whole package.
Yeah, acceleration's outstanding. The way, like you said, the way he actually tempos his speed, finds some rhythm in the way he runs, and he runs to kind of shadow who he's facing, and then manipulate and break across
Mhm.
and get into the open field. So, I mean, just it was actually a lot of fun watching that athleticism on display.
Yeah, so strength and contact balance. I think I have here again in my notes. He runs strong with physicality. It's really difficult. I when watching the film, I mean, there were so many players that took they felt that they wrapped them up and they just bounce off them. They took bad angles, and I came back thinking to myself after watching some film, and I kept coming back to the term. I'm like, it was really hard for people to get clean shots to tackle him because I think he's just so underrated as far as guys taking bad angles and they just like really couldn't tackle him down. But he's got really good contact balance. And you could just see the guys trying to tackle him and he's just draping guys over him and he just runs right through them.
Oh, yeah, he's not afraid to lower his shoulder, takes a blow. I mean, taking on contact is something I feel like he has fun with in a way, but he does it very strategically, not to put himself in harm's way or anything like that. He just doesn't want to go down on first contact, second contact, or even third contact. So this guy is a bulldozer and he has the athletic upside to go with it. So that's what makes him such a unique specimen with that combination.
Yeah, his last trait here, pass catching and blocking. Again, he's a decent blocker. I saw some whiffs on some blocks. I mean, I think again, if we're going to try and ding his profile a little bit, I mean, I think his pass protection is good, but I did see some things where he could probably get a little better. But it's not going to take him off an NFL field. And his pass catching is just outstanding. I mean, he's got great
Mhm.
hands for a running back, and not only that, he doesn't get the little screen passes and the little dump off passes. I mean, this guy has actually run some vertical routes. His and in 2022 this year, he had 19 receptions and he averaged 16.5 yards a play. I mentioned that earlier in the show. I mean, just
Yeah.
think about that for a running back is averaging per reception 16.5 yards a play. I mean, that's crazy good. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we've profiled wide receivers with an average depth of target and an average of 10 and 11, and here we got a running back who's not only a stud running the ball, but I mean he can be lined. I think he's going to be lined up out in the slot a little bit and in the NFL. I mean he can go down and actually beat linebackers, I think, on one-on-one
Mhm.
coverage.
Yeah, one of the biggest things I took away is the fact that if a team truly wanted to, and they're not going to do this because he's such a great running back, you could put him as a wide receiver too. Like he runs routes that well, he has the hands for it, and I think he gets good separation too. He
Mhm.
understands how to find those soft spots in zone. So his versatility, his unique size and ability, athletic upside, everything is going to make him probably change the landscape of how running backs get taken in the NFL draft this year, and we'll probably get to that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's get right to it. So that's his profile. His profile is squeaky clean. I mean, we're not going
Oh
to
yeah,
sit here and try and pick him apart. That wouldn't do him justice. I mean, he is
nope,
a really, really good prospect
no reason
heading
to.
to the NFL draft. So, all right, NFL draft capital. He's going to be a first round guy. I actually saw one mock where he was drafted on like pick number 35, where he actually went to the second round. But I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
It's going to be really interesting. A lot of mocks right now have him going to the Cowboys. If the Giants don't re-sign Saquon. But I think it's going to be, I mean, all eyes are going to be, especially for us to play Devy and C2C, right? It's like, where does he land? I mean, let's hope he lands I can only assume he's going to land on a team that is in dire need of a running back who maybe doesn't want to sign somebody that they have on the roster now and kind of want to reboot that position for the next 5 years and really get a cheap player. So I guess you have no comment and thought that he's going to get out of the first round.
No, he's not getting out of the first round. As a matter of fact, I think he might even be a top 15 pick based on his particular skill set.
Yeah. So rookie draft, again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, if you're in a super flex league, if you're in a 1 QB league, Bijan is probably going to be the guy taken. I can't imagine someone's going to get spicy. The wide receivers are good in this class.
Don't get cute.
Yeah, don't get cute. Don't think you're going to, you take Bijan, and if you don't want him, then trade down and get an NFL, player, another stud running back. Because you can trade Bijan right now. I'll tell you right now, you could probably trade him straight up for Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, McCaffrey, anybody you got on your dynasty roster. I mean, this is what high value I think Bijan brings to the table right now. I think people are, going crazy. So I don't think you need to comment on if he's going to be a first round rookie pick. I think that's pretty evident. So his fantasy ceiling we talk about on the show too. I mean, again, I think he's an RB1 prospect for sure.
Yeah, I think he's actually an elite RB1 prospect. Yeah.
And my player comp, I thought long and hard. I was trying to think of like a player that we're watching this year. And I said, you know what, I want to kind of think about it a little bit more. And I came up with Adrian Peterson because I thought Adrian Peterson, I don't know if he was the same size as Adrian Peterson, but the physicality that Adrian Peterson played with, but I really liked his ability going out for passes with Adrian Peterson from what I remember him playing. So that was my comp.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian Peterson played hard. He was, a tough running back. Couldn't bring him down. So, I mean, that's Robinson all day long. My comp, just from what I saw at Ohio State, and I'm talking like in his prime, is Zeke Elliott. The pass catching ability, the hard runner, putting the team on his back type. When Zeke was in his prime, I could see Bijan just kind of going crazy with that particular type of starting role.
Hey, I like that. Let's hope he lasts a little bit longer than Zeke.
Yeah,
as far as a dynasty asset. So, all right, I got a question for you here before we end the show. So if you're doing a startup, right, where do you think he goes up in a startup dynasty draft? I mean, do you think he's a first rounder slam dunk?
I do, because if you look at the landscape, it's kind of hard to say. A lot of the guys that we like right now are getting, past that prime age. The only one that I would probably consider at this point, and I love Jonathan Taylor, but man, watching Christian McCaffrey at the age of 26 on the 49ers, I don't think I could pass up his role with that team. No way. So he's the only one I would probably feel like I got to make sure I get him before I get a guy like Robinson.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, my friend. I think, watching Christian McCaffrey, who my Eagles, by the way, beat this past week. If I don't know if you remember, if you knew about it, but my Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. So,
oh, really? That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's
so,
nice.
I agree with you. I think McCaffrey's just versatility, and he's on that great offense on the 49ers where he's going to be the focal point of that offense. They might lose
for a while too.
Yeah, exactly. So, but other than that, I'm looking at the list like Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Eckler, Chubb, Barkley.
It was
Jamal Williams was the 7th running back. In Dynasty this year. Tony Pollard, Dalvin Cook's getting old. Miles Sanders, no. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it's either McCaffrey or Bijan. But you know what? We all get excited for these rookies, man. Rookie fever is what it's all about because we want the young guy, and there's something about that unknown. You know what I mean? Of taking the guy and having that future bell cow stud on your team for a long time. So
look, I get concerned about the Todd Gurleys and what could possibly happen. But if you do that, you're going to screw yourself over. Don't go down that road.
Yeah, you can't worry about the future too much. You got to worry about the present. Stuff. So, all right, man, there you guys got it. That is our rookie report on Bijan. Again, like I said, I'm going to attach that film here shortly. Thanks for watching. Again, hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot of shows coming up. We're going to be doing Quentin Johnston here very shortly. He will be up next. So, again, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll talk to you later.